And the lying BBC never told you about it because the lying BBC only care about Gaza. I say, forget Gaza. Let's talk about what's happening to Christians in Nigeria. Forget Gaza. Let's talk about what's happening to Christians in Sudan. Forget Gaza. Let's talk about what's happening to Christians in Syria. Forget refugees in Gaza. Let's talk about the refugees from northern Cyprus and Artsakh, Armenia. Every one of you who is a Christian has a duty to challenge the liberal narrative and shove the persecuted church down their throat, ladies and gentlemen.
Reported in some media houses that Nigerian government is actually celebrating, calling a party, and the Northerners are celebrating, the Yoruba nation people are celebrating the alleged or the reported, imprisonment, judgment on Simon Ekpa. But for those who are still doubting what Simon Ekpa stood for, or whether the people are even attaching it, that's the end of Biafra. That Biafra can never be heard anywhere in the world. What transpired in Finland, of course, like somebody would say, it was Nigeria has Nigeria fingered Nigerian president and 1% coming from Finnish government, But the actual fact still remains, Simon Ekpa, was he actually, charged with Biafran self-determination, or was it charges based on, trying to resist? A lot of people might not like Simon Ekpa. A lot of people might not say. Even the followers now, are beginning to take another direction. But that's human beings for you, But we must understand what transpired in Finland, what the Finnish government judgment in court is saying, and why Nigerian government is jubilating. Nigerian government is not jubilating because the Finnish government has banned Biafran government in exile or have banned Biafran agitation. The Nigerian government are jubilating because they felt that they have suppressed or oppressed, a resistance voice against Conquest agenda. We must understand this very well. A lot of people might not be, friendly with what Simon Ekpa was doing, but it was Simon Ekpa actually, in real truth, violent. Because we knew when Alexander Stubb, Kana of Finland, had a secret meeting here in Abuja, who was the ambassador of Finland in Nigeria. They heard him, and a lot of things went underground, and a lot of things was put on the table for them to fix, and the deal was signed. And Simon Ekpa was picked. Simon Ekpa left Nigeria, born in the 80s, let me put it that way, at the time he denied Nigerian existence, and there was a reason why he did that. So people should not misinterpret, people should not say, why they actually celebrated. I can count the number of what leaders today that go through the same fate that is facing Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa today. Yes, I supported IPOB 100%. That the reason why they disassociated themselves from Simon Ekpa. Yes, that's Simon Ekpa's ideology. That is an ideology. That's what he believed in, and that's how he feels he can champion his own conviction over the killing of people of Southeast. That the Southeast governors themselves cannot be able to come out today and tell the whole world why the Easterners are not being protected using political powers and order. Then a voice of resistance will stand and begin to call the attention. Self-defense. What self-defense has it become a crime? And why would Nigerians be jubilating? Why would the Igbos be jubilating? Either hook or crook. We must understand this very clearly. Simon Ekpa has added value to the Biafran agitation. I know he's not a member of an IPOB, and some of the things he alleged to have been said are not correct. Abinishio, he was a disciple of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. From there, he had an autopilot, concept, movement, then moved to Biafran government in exile. In all this, nobody voted for him. He accepted, he took that responsibility solely for himself. Even while the Nigerian military were in the southeast unprovoked, killing people, Simon Ekpa was the only voice of resistance. Look at the United Nations Charter and the AU Charter that granted self-determination. Nigerian government are not going to go through the right direction. They're not going to say, we are charging Samoneba for self-determination, because it is a widely accepted, law which Nigeria and Finland are signatories to. He might not agree, okay, but has Finland government actually did the right thing? The answer is no. That is not the correct thing to do. Samoneba is a member of the ruling party in Finland, contributed militarily, served as an activist, a spokesperson, participated in charity philanthropist activities in Finland, and Samoneba has never for one day found to be a criminal or have criminal tendency or linked to any terrorist organization in the world. It is only in Nigeria that the act of self-determination, campaign for defense and self-defense has become a terrorist act and an act that has associated with felony and treasonable charges. This is the kind of situation people should be celebrating while others are dying. And the question I still want to ask those who are championing and flying the flag, Biafra has become a religion and a spirit. Whether you like it or not, we have seen it very clearly that the arrest of Samoneba was championed by a fellow Southern Nigerian president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Can you come out and tell us the real truth? Is he actually in alliance with the Fulani agenda? Why would a Southern president, you are watching, but what baffles me about Nigeria is that, they are watching clearly every day how Fulanis are killing innocent citizens. And the voice of resistance is being labeled in Nigeria as a terrorist, charged with felony. So what Bola Ahmed Tinubu is expecting, that in as much as we are here in Nigeria, when the Chief of Army Staff, the DSS are calling on Nigerians, whoever you are, to go and learn how to defend yourself. See, you cannot kill an ideology whose identity has been associated with divinity and destiny. Samoneba will not die in Finland. If you like, repatriate him, which is against the international treaty. Nigeria and Finland have never entered a traditional treaty. But you can see that at every point you begin to see some certain regions coming together, pretending to love a particular region, but desperately putting that region under oppression and suppression. What is the offense of Simon Nnamdi Kanu? He's still there in detention. But I have to let everybody know today, whether you are against or for Simon Ekpa, but remember, he has added a legacy. He has left a legacy. The Biafra struggle continues. He will not die there. They have already appealed. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, go to Aso Rock and drink as much you want. Celebrate as much as you want. More thousands of Simon Ekpa are going to emerge. One day the world will listen to the issue of Biafra. That day, references will be made to people like Simon Ekpa, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Emeka Odumegwu, Ralph Wazirike, and all the lovers of freedom, including government Tombolo of Paramatu Kingdom. I respect him. That's why I added his name. The likes of Gani Fayemi, Fulani Bakuti, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Nelson Mandela, Muhammad Gandhi. Brilliance. Humans, whom the people are celebrating their legacies of yesteryears. You didn't need to laugh over Simon Ekpa's face. By omission or by commission, you do not need to laugh over it. No matter how you look at it, today Simon Ekpa is a hero. But the question I have for the Northerners and Southwest, where would they jubilate? What do they stand to gain if Simon Ekpa dies in prison? Does it make Nigeria better? Has it stopped the insecurity in the Southeast? The EU nations are watching the Finland government, Alexander Stubb, Shetima, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Sinakana, ambassador to Finnish ambassador to Nigeria. The whole world is watching. Finland that seek independence from Russia. How did they manage to get that? How do the black majority in South Africa conquer the white minority in South Africa? No matter how you look at it, Simon Ekpa are facing not only the Finnish government, but 99% of Nigerian terrorist organization in Finland government. He will survive. It will be appealed. And even if they go ahead and at the end of the day, Simon Ekpa remains a voice of the oppressed. No matter how you look at it. Yes, that's the fact. I celebrate Mazin Nnamdi Kanu today for his resilience. Everybody's talking about it. The 30 governors, the Ohanese themselves. I'm not talking about the past Ohanese. I'm talking about the current Ohanese president, John Mbata Zunta, a great man. I appreciate you, sir, what you are doing. But we must understand this very clearly, that we cannot pretend on the issue that has to do with conquest and the few voices of resistance are being tagged terrorists, are being tagged with felony charges, and such things are being celebrated. The governors must understand this. The Biafrans, the Igbo nation are watching this betrayal. It will not stand because it's not laid on the foundation of the spirit and divinity. That is what the Biafra represents all over the world. Victory for Simon Ekpa. Any day he's been freed, Aluta continua. But Mazin Nnamdi Kanu should not be used as a reference. Nnamdi Kanu is under Judiciary hostage. After the government kidnapped, they now use Judiciary to hold him hostage. What kind of trial are we seeing about Mazin Nnamdi Kanu? And now you want to use what happened in Finland to jail Mazin Nnamdi Kanu. Thank you. The world is watching. We are also watching Nigeria collapse at a point like this. Thank you.